Carrots is a huge crop at Neversink Farm. It's something we grow year round. We try to always have it fresh. You know, we felt at some point early in our farm, early on at Neversink Farm, was that if I can have fresh carrots every single week of the year, then we're going to be doing really, really well. They're really popular. They have a good return. They can be quick to grow as long as you're growing a Nantes type. Easy, once you get past the germination issue. And it took us, a couple of years to get there, but we got there to where we can have fresh carrots pretty much every week of the year. The value goes through the roof in the middle of the winter for fresh carrots because they're just not there. Everybody has storage carrots. So sometimes it's not the best decision for everybody. You have to have a market that wants that crop, so you may have to test it. We now do a lot of them in the winter. We plant probably more carrots than we do spinach. And because it's a one-time planting, then that's one of the areas where we're reseeding throughout the winter. So the ones we're doing in the arugula house, we replant to arugula. And in this house, it's going to be lettuce. But this is the late season, so we'll have a first season that we put in where we are planting for harvesting in the winter. So we'll seed them, and then they'll be mature by the time the winter comes in, by the time December and November for the holidays. And those will last, and it depends on the year, but it could last through February, March. And then we need a spring crop of them. And we used to have just a few rows of them for spring crops, but this house right now is all carrots. And this is a late germinated. So we try to get these germinated before winter, but not grown to size. Because the important thing is them being germinated, because if you try to germinate, we found out that if we tried to germinate them in the spring or in the late winter, that process of germination was going to take so long that we wouldn't get our carrots early enough. We would certainly get them earlier than in the field, but we wouldn't get them so that they could take over after the winter carrots were gone. So this house is entirely carrots. And the way I germinate them indoors is by just wetting it down a lot and then just using row cover. I never do that in the field. I don't need to do that in the field because in the field we have sprinklers. We can manage the germination. They're going to germinate a lot quicker. But in the cold, it's going to take a little bit longer. And I don't want to create a house that's really, really wet. It may not dry out really quickly, just through venting the house. So by using the row cover, I can really get really great germination in the cold. So as we harvest this house, this is probably even more valuable than winter because people are coming to the market. They're coming to the market in as soon as the sun comes out, and this is in New York. They want everything to be there. They want tomatoes and cucumbers, and they want carrots. And most of the time, carrots don't start arriving until much later in the season. This way, I can have carrots as soon as the market moves outdoors in April, and you can demand a higher price for them. There's no heat in here. It doesn't need heat. It doesn't need anything except throwing some row cover on them as soon as they get to a nice germination stage. And it's a powerhouse crop at Neversink. I love growing carrots, and I only grow one. I grow orange Nantes carrots. I don't grow anything that takes a long time. I want it to be quick. because the price for carrots is going to pretty much remain stable regardless of the variety. So you'll take a look underneath some row cover, and we can see this really great germination. You see, there's a row, and they're just waiting to start growing again. And now's the time it's going to happen. We're heading into February, 10-hour day. They're really going to start going. And these guys have been through, minus 15-degree weather. And they're fine. They don't care. They don't really care. If they were more mature, they'd probably start getting cracks in the carrots and things like that. But when they've just germinated like this, they're perfectly happy. And this is a lot of carrots in here. Thousands of dollars worth of carrots.